This is Courage Barbell, and I'm your host, Chad Ikes. On today's episode, we're going to talk about nutrition and my mass loss project. Now, I'm not an expert at nutrition by any means, and if you were looking to do a bodybuilding competition or figure competition, I would probably send you to somebody a little more knowledgeable than me. If you are looking for general weight gain for strength, if you're looking for general weight loss for health, just to drop a few pounds, maybe cut some for a competition, I can help you out with any of that stuff. My whole life, I've been a little bit on the heavier side, I would say. Not really fat or obese, but I've always been definitely on the chunky side, maybe. I always carry a little bit of extra weight. I've never been vascular. I've never been super skinny. I think you can see my Adam's apple at one time in my life. My normal body weight is 220 to 270. That was a fluctuation thing. I would get lean, 220, looking, feeling good, and then over time it would go up. By the time I hit 270, I go, that's it, fat ass, get back in shape. And I would just go through that little wave. I started powerlifting at 28 or 29 years old, and I immediately realized that the bigger I was, the stronger I was going to be. So we went straight super heavyweights. The highest I ever reached was 397. That was too much, and I felt like crap. Ended up finding 385 was where I stayed most of the time. My strength felt good. I didn't feel too bad, or at least I didn't think that I felt as bad at that weight. And, I would get up to 385 for competition, drop 15, maybe 20, and then go back up, and it would fluctuate like that. It's been a long time since my real powerlifting heyday, but I would say probably it was 5, maybe 7 years ago. I went, okay, 385 is too big. So I spent some time at 350, then I got down to 330. A few years back, I dropped all the way down to 283, which was probably like the best and leanest I've been, especially at that weight. And just recently, over the past few months, I kind of got that epiphany of, hey, Chad, you keep kidding yourself, telling yourself you're like, for 330, you're healthy as hell, but that's not really healthy. Being healthy at 330 isn't necessarily being healthy, and I figured I better stop kidding myself. And since I'm getting up there in years and I'm going to be 50, and that's 330 still a lot of mass for my heart to be dealing with. So I decided it's time to get down. My goal is to hit 270, and I'm already thinking once I hit 270, I might want to just go to 250 and see how that feels. Currently, I have already lost close to 40 pounds, I believe. A few months ago when I started this, I was somewhere between 325 and 330. This morning, I was 288, which is actually up a couple pounds from a couple days ago, but that's just normal fluctuation for me. So far, everything's going pretty good, and I've actually lost weight a little faster than I should, but I just wanted to get some weight off to start feeling better and have a little more energy, and then focus on really trying to maintain muscle and lose fat from this point on. So the weight gain will probably slow a little bit from here on out. I've been getting a lot of questions, as I said, and so I thought I would just try to make a video about this. I think the biggest thing is I keep hearing from people how hard it is to lose weight. There's almost this negative connotation of weight loss or mass loss that comes out right off the bat. And if you come out with something and you have a negative attitude or a negative outlook on it, how is it going to end up positive? Like, you got to start with a little positive outlook. You got to start with a little faith in yourself. Weight loss is not complicated. There's no magic pills. There's no magic formula. There's no magic food. It's math, and it's addition and subtraction. If you're heavier than you want to be, how did you get heavier than you wanted to be? You ate more every day than the amount of energy that you expended. So if we want to take some of that weight off, what do we got to do? We got to do the opposite. We got to expend more energy than the amount of food that we put in us, so that our body goes, hey, we need some more energy. Let's burn some of this fat. That being said, you didn't put the weight on fast, so don't expect it to come off fast. If you can get a couple pounds a week, you're doing pretty good. And especially if you can, like, you're taking a couple pounds off a week and it's mostly fat, you're doing awesome. So I tried to look at this from a very blue collar standpoint, which I look at everything from. Like, let's just break this down and make this the easiest possible. And I don't want it to be, I'm not on a diet to lose weight. I'm trying to change how I eat so I can drop mass and maintain where I want to be. And it becomes a normal thing for me. So what I did, and I do this, I just did this one a week or two ago. I do it like every month. I try to run through this. I just got a legal pad. I start writing all this stuff down. Basically what I do, I go, what's a breakfast I can eat for 5 or 6 days a week that I don't mind? Okay, for me it's 4 eggs, 7 ounces of rice, and I'm even eating strawberries. So I go, okay, what's the calories, protein, carbs, and fats of that? Then I go, okay, what's a lunch that I can eat? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm doing a loose version of the vertical diet from Stan Efferding. I really like that diet. I like the reason he does what he does. I like a lot of the principles of it. And plus, I can eat that way without too much of a problem. So for my lunch, I go, okay, I want 7 ounces of a ground beef, which is I cook up a whole bunch of beef, which is usually some ground beef, maybe a little Italian sausage. Then I'll throw in like some stew meat or some steak meat. Some whatever kind of like meat I can get that's cheaper, and I cook it all up and I separate it into 7-ounce containers. I cook one huge pot that lasts me a week, piece of cake. So I have 7 ounces of my beef, then I have 7 ounces of rice, I have 2/3 a cup of cheese, and I have spinach. Okay, write down all my calories, protein, carbs, fat. Then I go, okay, well, what if I ate the same thing for dinner? Okay, there it is. Then I go, okay, there's 3 meals. What is my calories of that is about just under 2,600 calories. Okay, so there we go. I got a baseline of 2,600 calories. Then I figure out what's my BMR. And remember, your BMR is going to change. If you drop 30 pounds, you can't keep eating the same that you were. Odds are you're going to have to drop some calories to keep dropping weight. So that's where every month or so I go over and I redo my BMR, which is my basal metabolic rate, which there's calculators all over the internet. It's just age, gender, weight, and then you'll have an activity level or something like that. So I check my BMR right now is about 2234. So if I eat these 3 meals, I'm actually over my BMR. But then again, the BMR, that's basically, this is how many calories it takes you. Like if you don't do shit all day, you're still going to burn this many calories. So you gotta calculate, what am I doing? Like I go for bike rides, I weight train, like all those things are burning more and more calories. And then on my list, I also write in snacks. So, I like Kind bars. So I got the nutrition for a Kind bar. I got nutrition for what if I do a cup of milk and protein. What if I've been eating a lot of sourdough pretzels lately. So guacamole, or if I have cranberry juice, what if I add an avocado in? What if I add more strawberries in? That kind of stuff. So that way I have like a loose list right here on this one sheet of, hey, here's my main calories. Here's if I do snacks. Here's if I add this to it. Here's if I put an avocado in with my dinner, it's going to add this to it. Now, one of the next things that I do is I have an Oura ring, which has a bunch of sensors in it. So this is actually really cool, and it's got an app on my phone. So what it does is it records I can't remember what they call it, but it's like my recovery basically. So I get a score every morning where it's like, hey, and it goes off of like my body temperature, how I slept, my heart rate variability, and it goes, you might want to take it easy today, watch what you're doing in training. I very rarely get a good score where it says everything's good, do what you want. I'm not even sure if that's what it says because I've never gotten that high. Usually it says, be careful, your recovery is not the best. It also keeps track of my sleep, which actually, surprisingly, for just wearing a ring, it's pretty accurate. So it kind of lets me know how much sleep I actually got and the quality of that sleep. But the other thing that it does is it has my activity level and it keeps track of the things that I do. And it's pretty good at reading when I do. I'm a big fan, along with the vertical diet, I'm a big fan of 10-minute walks after you eat. And if you can stretch them out to 15 or 20, that's even better. It helps with the digestion. It's going to help fight off diabetes and your body using your insulin and blood sugar and all that stuff correctly. Plus, you go for a 10-minute walk, you burn 50 or 60 calories. You do 3 of those a day, that's 180 calories. That's pretty good. If you go to 20 minutes, it's another 100 on top of that maybe. So that's really good for that too. But every time I go for a walk, I come back, I put on my app, and it's like, did you go for a walk from this time to this time? And I either confirm it, or if the time's off, I may change the time. It doesn't always record my strength training sessions, depending on how heavy I go. But you go in and you add it in, and when strength training from this time to this time, the intensity, moderate, easy, heavy, and then it records that, and then it gives you how many steps, how many miles, and it tells you basically how many calories you burned. And from what I can tell, it's pretty accurate. So like coming in near the end of the day, maybe before I eat dinner, I'll kind of glance at it and go, okay, well here, I'll probably do another walk today. Here's how many calories I'll end up with. Where am I at for today? Do I need to add a little bit in? Do I need to take a little bit away? And my goal is to be 400 to 500 calories under what I burned. Which is just kind of a standard. I think 300 to 500 is a pretty standard, to be less, burn 300 or 400 calories more than you actually take in. So it's actually pretty easy. And the interesting thing about doing it this way is it gets you to start paying attention. After a while, you start going, hey, that's probably this many calories, or that's probably that many calories. Or when you're out on the road or you have a busy day and you're like, I'm grabbing a burrito for Maverick. You're like, hey, this is 300 calories. Okay. And you kind of start calculating things in your head, and just to keep a general idea. Because again, I'm not looking to get completely shredded. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I'm not going to step on stage, but I want to look good, especially if I'm going to be 250. I want to have way more muscle and way less fat. I don't want to be 250 and be fat. That would be stupid. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm not super strict. If I go out on a Friday night or Saturday night, and I want chicken fried steak, I'm eating chicken fried steak. And if I want a dessert, I'm having a dessert. It's not the end of the world. I just want to be healthier, but I want to live a good life too. For me, having these general meals throughout the week, it's like, man, it's during the week. I can stick with that. That's not that much of a problem. And I'll have it. Sometimes I'll do a couple different breakfasts on this list, where I can mix it up, a couple different lunches, a couple different dinners, but try to figure out a couple different meals where the nutrition levels are all pretty much the same. And then you go, hey, here it is. I got a little bit of variety, but it's food. Who gives a shit in the end? And the other thing is, I'm really trying hard. I'm not a fruit or vegetable guy. I'm trying very hard to eat more fruit and eat more vegetables, and trying to get myself to actually enjoy it more. Which I guess if I eat enough of it, I'll start liking it. I hope. I don't know. When I was a powerlifter, it was really hard to maintain 385 pounds of muscle, or mostly muscle. And you get to the point where you really start looking at food in terms of quantity versus, or calorie quantity versus portion of food. I wanted the food that has the highest calories in the smallest portion. Generally speaking, those foods are made by Hostess, Little Debbie, Mrs. Freshly, Dolly Madison, etc. So it's a bunch of shit food. I also lived on protein drinks back then too. So I'm trying to eat more real food. I'm trying to eat healthier food, trying to get in more vegetables, more fruits. And once you start really looking at that stuff, you're like, well, wait a minute, I can eat a whole bag of spinach and it's got 15 calories. So, if you're having trouble, I'm always feeling hungry, I'm always try eating healthier foods, because it's actually more food with less calories. And, I'm trying to keep my proteins between 240 and 340. So, 0.5 0.8 a gram of body weight per pound of body weight. I'm keeping my carbs between 290 and 580, and I'm keeping my fats between 116 and 203. I'm pretty much in there somewhere. I probably need to get my fats up a little bit more and some quality fats. But, everything's going good. Like I can't complain at all with the results that I've had so far. I just want to keep it going. I'm really excited to hit that 270 mark and see how I feel. But that's it, man. Like, don't complicate it. Nutrition is easy. Dropping mass or weight is easy. In principle, in theory, how to do it is easy. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Sticking with a program is a little different. But even that, if you look at it in terms of a lifestyle change, not a diet, like I'm changing my nutrition. I'm changing how I eat and how I look at food because I want the results that I get to last. So have a positive outlook on it. Yeah, sticking with the plan might be a little bit difficult, but you can do it. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm nobody special. It's just a matter of going, what is my goal? How am I going to achieve my goal? Okay, then let's get to it and let's do it and let's stick to it. And remind yourself, that's where I'm a big guy on metrics, and like I weigh myself every day. I went and got my body fat the other day, which was 22%. I'd like to get that down to 17. So maybe every month or every 6 weeks, I'm going to try to get my body fat done again. See if I'm progressing in my maintain muscle and lose fat now. So, and then I look at myself in the mirror a lot. Like I look way better in the morning than at night for some reason. But I mean, I get up, and even if I get up and I go, God damn it, the scale went up a pound or 2 pounds. Then I look at myself in the mirror and I go, looks like you're still moving in the right direction. So, okay, let's try to figure out why it went up 2 pounds, and let's see what it's like tomorrow. Maybe it's water weight. Maybe if I lift heavy one night, the next day I'm sore and stiff, and I know I'm retaining water and stuff, and that's usually what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it worse than it is. Just relax. This stuff's not that complicated. And then find foods that you enjoy and stuff to make it bearable. I'm a huge hot sauce fan. I bury everything in hot sauce, which also speeds up your metabolism too. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Please follow my Instagram, and you'll see more about my nutrition. And every now and then I do pictures all day long of what I'm eating. I try to do little videos of my progress. Please like this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Please comment on this channel. Please share this channel with other people you know. Guys looking to get stronger, guys looking to get in better shape, whatever. Guys, gals, kids, anybody. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm out of here.